Welcome back to YouTube channel Chemistry Live UGPG. So today we'll discuss the introduction to inorganic chemistry lecture 4. So I have a simple message for you guys. Please think for innovation, be creative, learn everywhere, anytime and help to learn others. So this is the prerequisite lecture 4 to introduction to inorganic chemistry. So last class we talked about the above principle, which tells us that electrons are arranged in the increasing order of their energies. So basically here the orbitals with the lower energy will be filled up first. So here you can pictorially see how different orbitals are arranged in the increasing order of their energies, and that is governed by the n plus L rule. So let's take another example. Suppose you have a 3D and a 4p orbital. So for 3D, n value 3 and L value equal to 2. So n plus L is 5, and 4p orbital n equal to 4 and L equal to 1. So n plus L is 5. So here n plus L values remain same for both the cases. So when such case will arise, so when n plus L value is same, the orbital with a higher n value is of a higher energy. So here 4p has a higher n value, so 4p orbital is of a higher energy. Similarly, you can try these two cases. So let's talk next the Hund's rule. Suppose nitrogen 7, atomic number 7, so electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So here you can see 1s2 electron, 2s2, 2 electron and 2p3. We know already that P is of three types of orbital, px, py, pz. So these three electrons we can put in the three different orbitals, and it can be of any type of arrangement. So first type is this one, and the second type we can put 2 electron in px and 1 electron in py, and third type is we can put 2 electron in px and 1 electron in pz. And another combination is possible. We can put 2 electron in pz orbital and 1 electron in px orbital. So now question arises, which one is the correct representation? So this lead to the Hund's rule. So what it says, no pairing of electron take place until each orbital gets half filled. So that means individually each orbital will be filled up first, then the next remaining electron will go for pairing. So here you can see the pictorially. So nitrogen atomic number 7. So this is the correct way. We can put all the 3 electrons in 3 different orbitals. If extra electron will be available, then that will go for pairing. So you cannot go for pairing right away. So this is the wrong way. Hence, electron in an orbital of any atom must obey the 3 important rules, that is the Pauli's exclusion principle, Abba's principle and Hund's rule. So now next we should know the electronic configuration of atom or elements. So atomic number 1, hydrogen, electronic configuration is 1s1. Atomic number 2, helium, 1s2. Then atomic number 3, lithium, electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s1. So here you can have a flavor of elements from 1 to 30. So let's go for atomic number 2, that is 1s2. Then sodium, atomic number 11, that is configuration is neon 10, 3s1. Then magnesium 12, atomic number, then configuration is neon 10, 3s2. Then scandium, atomic number 21, electronic configuration is argon 18, 4s2, 3d1. Similarly, zinc, atomic number 30, electronic configuration is argon 18, 4s2, 3d10. So here you can see from atomic number 4 to 15, you have different electronic configuration based upon this above principle. Similarly, from atomic number 16 to atomic number 30, you can have this configuration. So here there is a anomaly. The chromium atomic number 24. So that is argon 18, 4s1 3d5, and the copper case argon 18 4s1 3d10. So this is the correct configuration for chromium and copper due to the extra stability of the half filled and full filled orbital. So now next move to the periodic table. So where all these atoms or elements will stay, so they will go into the periodic table. So the chemical properties of all the elements are generally governed by a number of electrons present in the outermost shell, that is called valence shell. For example, boron atomic number 5. So the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So this 1s2 is the inner shell and 2s2, 2p1 is the valence shell. So the elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic number, that is the number of electrons or orbital electrons, or the number of protons present in the of increased nuclear charge. So again you can see this picture. So this is the different orbital of the boron atom. You can have 1s orbital, then 2s orbital, and 2p orbital. This 2s to 2p1 is the valence shell, and this is the 1s2 is the inner shell. So now if you look at the periodic table, how it look like. So it look like in this fashion. So at the extreme left side you have S block, at the middle you have D block, and extreme right you have P block, and extreme bottom you have F block. So here you can see this S block, the left side, then middle the D block, and extreme right the P block elements, and at the bottom you can have F block elements. So this S block elements starts with hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, similarly beryllium, magnesium, calcium. So these are called alkali and alkaline earth metal. These D block elements are called scandium to zinc, those are called transition elements. Then P block elements, and at the extreme right that is called noble gases, and at the bottom you have A block element from cerium to lutetium and thorium to lawrencium. So here you can see the quantum architecture of different elements. So how their orbitals look like. Similarly, you can have S block, S orbital. So you have one special orientation into 2s, so you have only 2 column. Similarly, for a D block element you have 10 column, and for a P block you have total 6 column, and you have A block you have total 14 columns. So elements with the 1s electron in the valence shell are called group 1 element. Those are called alkali metal. Similarly, elements with 2 s electron in the valence shell, that are called group 2 element. That is called alkaline earth metal. So these two groups, group 1 and group 2, are called s block elements because their properties result from presence of s electrons. So now I would like to acknowledge Notebook LLM for making some slides from my notes for better understanding for the students. So please subscribe to our channel Chemistry Live UGPG. This is the channel for class 11th and 12th students, Foundation Chemistry AB. So this is a simple step towards e-learning, making life better. Thank you all for learning.